Animals exist in many places all over the world, and when it comes right down to it, some of them are really big. So big, in fact, that they honestly boggle the mind in terms of how they got that big, how people interact with them, and most importantly, how the people caught them. Because we're not talking about animals that are only a few feet in length. No, we're talking ones that are massive, or even dozens of feet long or tall. So allow us to show you 7 of the biggest creatures ever captured. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 7, whale shark. If you want to know the biggest shark in the world today, that would be the whale shark. They're known to be very large, and yet they're not aggressive. In fact, the whale shark is one of 3 kinds of sharks that are known as filter feeders. One such whale shark was found dead in the Arabian Sea back in 2012. Now, to be clear, this whale shark was found dead from natural causes, but that did not stop local Pakistani fishermen from going and collecting the shark. The shark was 40 feet in length and it weighed over 6 tons. Some even said it was about 15,000 pounds, which would make it 7.5 tons. Now, to get this massive whale shark out of the water, it took not 1, not 2, but 5 mighty cranes to lift it out of the waters of the sea and onto dry land. Now, if you're curious as to why they did that after they found and salvaged the shark, they sold it and its meat for $18,000, which is not bad for a single catch, right? Number 6, Lolong. This is the story about a crocodile named Lolong. After being caught and measured, it was revealed that Lolong is not just the longest crocodile ever caught, it is also the heaviest. In terms of length, Lolong comes in at just over 20 feet and 3 inches, which made it a true behemoth. And then when you add its weight, which is 2,370 pounds, we can all agree that is pretty huge. What might even be more interesting about Lolong isn't his length, but the lengths that they went to in order to capture him. You see, there was a joint operation that went down in 2011 with the goal of capturing this crocodile. The hunt went on for over 3 weeks, and it took people from the government, local villages, and actual crocodile hunters to take this one in. At one point, they had to drag Lolong on the land, and it took 100 people to do so. But it didn't end there. Despite being restrained, Lolong repeatedly broke free from its containment, and only after 3 attempts was the crocodile eventually truly captured, thus proving the awesome power of Lolong. Now, the capture of Lolong was quite a feat, and one that will be remembered for quite some time, even if another crocodile is found to be bigger than it. Lolong did die in 2013, but his record remains. Number 5, boar. For many, one of the joys of hunting comes when you find a creature that you didn't expect to see, yet it has all the makings of something special. This is exactly what happened in Delta, Alabama, when an 11-year-old boy named Jamison Stone and his father Mike were out hog hunting when the kid saw a giant boar. Wielding a powerful .50 caliber rifle, one of the most powerful and dangerous guns around, Jamison shot at the boar an incredible 8 times, and the boar was still going. In fact, it took him, his father, and his friends that were with them 3 hours to find the boar after it eventually fell dead in a creek. The men managed to somehow load the enormous hog onto a truck and haul it to the nearby Clay County Farmers Exchange, where it was officially weighed. That's where it got its title of largest boar, because this massive pig weighed over 1,050 pounds. Later on, a taxidermist was able to study the creature and revealed that just the tusks were 5 inches long. Now, if you're wondering why it's not in an official record book, it's because the Jamisons didn't want that record. They sent the boar to the butcher for meat and its head to the taxidermist to be mounted, which kind of shows you their priorities on the matter, wouldn't you say? Number 4, liger. While not caught in the traditional way, this very massive animal is definitely worthy of note because it is one of the largest creatures to ever be bred to live. This is the liger. As the name teases, it is indeed the fusion of a tiger and a lion. Either orientation in terms of gender can breed such a creature. Ligers are not only big, they're twice as big as their parents, which is truly something to behold. The largest liger in existence right now is named Hercules and can be found in Myrtle Beach's Safari Wildlife Preserve in South Carolina. His stats are very impressive. For just in terms of length, he is over 10 feet. In terms of height, he is over 4 feet tall and he weighs over 900 pounds. Despite being in captivity, Hercules has shown he can run over 55 miles per hour and have a running leap of over 40 feet. Hercules also has the world record for the largest cat in the world today. Granted, he wasn't captured in the wild, but he is a captive in a zoo, so it kinda counts. And besides, just look at it. That is a really big cat. Number 3, great white shark. Many shark species nowadays are protected under fish and game laws, which are used to help ensure population numbers and a natural balance in the ecosystem as a whole. However, there was a time when these laws didn't exist, and as such, fishermen of all kinds could go after sharks. That includes the legendary great white shark, which is the species that people honestly fear the most due to the various attacks it has done against humans as well as the media provoking fear of it. Due to their size, their power, their speed both in the water, and their ability to jump out of it, you would think that no fisherman would be able to handle them, let alone catch them. Yet they have, on multiple occasions in fact. On April 21st, 1959, a man by the name of Alfred Dean broke the bank, if you will, and caught a massive great white shark. How massive exactly? Well, this massive shark weighed 2,664 pounds, and it beat the previous record for a great white shark catch by an astounding 1,500 plus pounds. To this day, it is still the heaviest fish ever caught and recorded by the IGFA. With the current laws protecting various shark species, this will likely remain the biggest shark ever caught. One of the more interesting things about this catch was that a porpoise was used as bait to get its attention. And clearly, it worked. Plus, despite the weight of the shark, it only took about an hour to reel it in. Number 2, reticulated python. Not unlike certain other catches of the world, there have been many claims as to what the longest snake ever recorded was that is still alive on this earth. However, both in terms of average size and recorded size, that distinction goes to the reticulated python. On average, the reticulated python is known to grow to lengths between 19 to 21 feet, depending on their location. However, many individuals of the species have been recorded to go far beyond that. For example, in Indonesia in 1912, a 33-foot reticulated python was found on Sulawesi Island, and this one was officially measured. A reticulated python was also recorded to be the largest snake ever kept in captivity, with a length of 25 feet. Number 1, blue whale. When it comes to the biggest animal currently on Earth, that title goes to the blue whale. Whales are naturally huge and they come in all shapes and sizes, but the blue whale is the true king of the lot. The largest blue whale ever recorded was around 110 feet back in 1909. The average for this whale species is about 100 feet, so this was big even by their standards. Yet despite its massive size, it is a creature that only eats really small fish, and they are incredibly kind to people and most other animals. However, there is something that we do need to note here, and that's that over time, the questions of these whales' actual sizes have come into question, because 1909 is well over 110 years ago, and many feel the measurements by scientists back then were not accurate enough. Thus, the true biggest blue whale ever recorded is about 98 feet, though there is debate on that one as well. But either way, even with the average length of about 70 to 90 feet depending on the type of blue whale species, it is clear that these creatures are indeed the largest on Earth, but they're also an endangered species, and thus people are trying their hardest to preserve them so that this massive creature doesn't fade from existence. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the various creatures of the world that people have captured, despite how big they were? Were you amazed by how incredibly long or tall these creatures were? Which ones would you have loved to see up close? Do you know of another massive creature that was caught by people? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time on the channel.